One of the most confusing parts of healing after narcissistic abuse is that healthy love can initially feel uncomfortable, sometimes even boring. Welcome, I'm Angela Darling, trauma-informed therapist, and around here we talk about something most people miss after narcissistic abuse. And that's why awareness isn't the same as healing. And toxic love can still feel more chemically real to your body than peace does. But in this video, I'm going to explain why healthy love can feel emotionally unsettling after narcissistic abuse and why toxic dynamics can still feel intensely magnetic. And what's actually happening inside your nervous system when safety starts feeling unfamiliar for you. Because honestly, once you understand this, your entire healing journey may start making sense differently. And some of what I'm about to describe may feel uncomfortably familiar for you. Maybe you've experienced this, that you've finally met somebody who's emotionally stable. And yet, instead of being able to fully relax around them, part of your body keeps waiting for the text that changes everything. For the emotional withdrawal to start, for the mood shifts to start, for the nasty hidden surprises to begin. Like your nervous system is still bracing for the moment that safety is going to disappear. Or maybe somebody texts you consistently, but instead of feeling excitement, you feel oddly restless, suspicious, even emotionally flat. Like your body keeps asking, when is this person going to change? Someone communicates calmly with you, and your nervous system still scans for danger underneath that kindness. Someone respects your boundaries, but instead of feeling relief, part of you almost distrusts them. That's because chaos once felt more emotionally convincing than calm did. And here's the really painful part. Many survivors silently shame themselves for this, and they think, why am I drawn to what hurts me? Why does healthy love feel so unfamiliar? And why do I feel more chemistry with chaos than I do with safety? But chemistry and safety are not always the same thing, and many survivors were never taught that distinction. Your body may mistake anxiety for connection because anxiety was present every time that love showed up. And later in this video, I'm going to explain why survivors often mistake nervous system activation for deep emotional connection itself. I honestly think that this is one of the most heartbreaking parts of recovery. Realizing your body may have learned to confuse the emotional turbulence with emotional depth, because when unpredictability gets repeated often enough, the nervous system starts adapting around it. So now calm can feel emotionally flat. It can feel boring. Peace can feel suspicious, and consistency can feel really unfamiliar. Not because healthy love is wrong, but because your nervous system was trained inside emotional instability. And bodies become familiar with what they repeatedly survive. This is not emotional weakness. This is conditioning. And by the end of this video, I really want you to understand that this does not mean that you're broken. Because here's the revelation that changes everything. Your nervous system does not automatically choose what is healthy for you. It chooses what is familiar for you. And familiarity can feel emotionally convincing, even when it hurts. And that's the trap. So if your body spent years adapting to inconsistency, walking on eggshells, emotional withdrawal, intermittent affection, hypervigilance, and fear of abandonment, then emotional intensity can start feeling really meaningful for you. And this is where it goes even deeper, because your nervous system may begin interpreting activation as chemistry, cortisol spikes as passion, and anxiety as connection, not because you consciously want the chaos, but because your body learned survival inside of it. And what if calm doesn't feel wrong because it is wrong, but because your body hasn't fully learned safety yet? And really, that knowledge changes everything. And this is also why awareness alone does not instantly change attraction patterns, because many survivors intellectually know that this person is healthier for them, but their nervous system still feels more activated by the unpredictability. And this is where so many survivors often become deeply frustrated with themselves because they think, well, I should know better by now. But healing is not simply changing your thoughts. Healing is teaching your body that safety is not the absence of passion. And this is where many survivors become trapped on what I call the awareness plateau, where they intellectually understand the patterns, where they intellectually understand that toxic love is no good for them. Yet emotionally, they still feel pulled towards the survival familiarity, the toxicity. And this is the really scary part, because many survivors accidentally mistake nervous system activation for soul level connection. But activation and intimacy are not always the same thing. Sometimes your body is not recognizing love, it's recognizing survival, because trauma can condition the nervous system to normalize emotional inconsistency, hypervigilance, anxiety-based attachments, and self-abandonment, even fear-driven connection. So when healthy love does finally appear, the body doesn't immediately recognize it as safe, as fun. It may simply recognize it as unfamiliar, and unfamiliar can initially feel really uncomfortable. This is why healing after narcissistic abuse is not just about understanding toxic relationships. It's about recalibrating the body's entire relationship. Its entire relationships to safety, to connection, to love. Because if the nervous system still equates love with survival, then peace may initially feel emotionally invisible. And this is why healthy love can feel initially uncomfortable, maybe even boring. Not because something is missing, but because your nervous system has not fully learned that love without danger looks like. And once survivors truly understand this, so much shame starts to dissolve. So if healthy love has felt uncomfortable, please do not make it mean that you are incapable of healing. Your nervous system has just simply adapted intelligently to the emotional environment that it had to survive inside. But your body can absolutely learn something new. Safety can become emotionally familiar, and consistency can stop feeling suspicious. Peace can begin feeling nourishing instead of flat, and your heart can stop mistaking anxiety for intimacy. And one day you may even notice something extraordinary. You are no longer chasing emotional intensity to feel chosen. You are no longer mistaking chaos for chemistry. And you are finally experiencing connection without having to abandon yourself inside of it. Not surviving love, not enduring love, but living inside of it safely. This is the work that I do with survivors, not just helping them leave toxic dynamics, but helping the nervous system to stop confusing survival chemistry with love. And if this resonated deeply, I've linked my free masterclass below, where I walk you through exactly how the survival loop conditions these patterns and how survivors begin teaching the body safety again. And in the next video, I'm going to explain why survivors often feel emotionally exhausted even long after the abuse has ended, even years after it's ended. Because once you understand what prolonged the survival mode actually does to the body, you can stop blaming yourself for the exhaustion too. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm Angela. Look forward to seeing you next time.